Hello and welcome to the Living Scary Podcast.
The podcast where we talk about real-to-real horror so you can live vicariously through us.
I'm a 50-minute Zoom call, Logan, and I like to watch and talk about horror movies.
And I have been licking this doorbell for 3 hours, McCall, and I like to talk about true crime and murder.
Yeah, first try.
Woo!
I always like to point it out, even though we do get it on the first try a couple times, but I do like to point it out.
But it's cool.
Because there are the times where it's like, oh my god, this is our 5th time doing this.
We can't do it. Okay, some of our intros are really difficult, though. They're like a weird mouthful of words, and I just can't get it right. And then you'll look at me funny, and then I'll laugh, and then you laugh. It's a whole thing.
It is.
We're
I
so
really
funny.
hope we're gonna keep going, but I really hope that it's using the right microphone. Because when I joined the call the first time, it wasn't.
Oh,
And
can
so
I check that? I can't. Well, I probably could, but I can't figure it out. Oh, McCall.
I mean, now's the time if we are going to try to figure it out.
Oh. Oh no! I muted him. Oh my god, I got rid of his video. Why is this
You killed
option?
me. You killed me.
I clicked.
Kill his mic.
I clicked the microphone button because I'm like, that'll tell me. And then it was like, oh, he's mute now forever.
I was hoping like it would like be in the call settings.
No.
Let me just see. Here's a way for me to tell. Okay, I'm gonna get really close to my microphone, and then I get closer. And it's like, okay, it does. It starts to peak. That's a good
and
test.
Pat's like, motherfucker.
God damn it, Logan.
I'm just gonna scream.
Well, because I recognize our last time we did it, my audio didn't sound super great. So I think the program did not recognize my toner microphone and instead was going through my headset.
I don't know. I just listen to us and I'm like, I sound like dog shit, but I think that's just that thing where you hear your own voice and you're like, is that me? Is that my voice?
I'll tell you what, I was on the stair climber at the gym, and it got to the part where you said he learned the secrets of the universe, and then
no.
And I started laughing again, like on the stair stepper. Shout out to Christine for the lovely art.
I love that art.
She was talking to me. She was like, I had the exact same reaction that you had, Logan, when she said that.
I'm so happy she finds us funny.
Tyler and Christine have said that they think we're both very funny.
I love that. It makes me feel good because, like, I think we're funny, obviously. But, you listen to yourself and you're like, am I just a narcissist? Is this a problem?
No, it's like, and the thing with your humor especially is you're very, like, I feel like this sounds like a read at first, but it's like,
God damn it.
Well, because you don't say funny jokes. That's not what I meant. That's not what I mean, though, is that the way that you deliver things,
You're not funny, and the things you say suck.
I have to keep you grounded. No, what I'm saying is the way you say things are so fucking funny, McCall. You make me laugh. You crack me up so much just because the way you say things is so funny. But you're not like you're not like jokes. You're not like jokes. You're not like me.
Like, oh yeah, you're the joke machine.
No. I was gonna say you're like me who tries to force jokes and then they don't work and then you just kind of fall off the stage.
Oh, that was good. That was
sorry. That did.
Thank you.
I was like, it's gonna sound like a read at first, but it's a compliment. I promise.
But don't worry, it's okay.
I have to bring it down to the lowest low so that you can experience the highest high.
So the compliment really lands.
It hits even harder.
God damn it. Ooh, also, I don't know if you're seeing this on your end, but in the top corner of my screen, it says time remaining 115 minutes. And I think that means that if we're going to use this platform for free, they're going to start timing our episodes. So our episodes
I am not seeing that. Okay,
well then I am the timekeeper, and I think we have 114 minutes to get this shit wrapped.
100. Well, that's like an hour and a half.
How many minutes exactly is an hour and a half, Logan? Oh my god.
90 minutes.
Okay, good. All right. Okay. You scared me for a second.
It was like when you asked me about what the fuck the ROTC was.
And you got it. You did so good.
Yeah, I got it eventually.
I didn't. I still actually don't know it. The Royal.
So I don't think any of our episodes have been longer than an hour and some change.
Yeah, they're usually an hour and...
I think we'll be okay. But I do think that it is good that it does that because it keeps us on track.
I like it. It might... If one of our episodes in the future just cuts hard in the middle of us talking, it's because we don't pay for this platform.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for another goddamn thing until we get a Patreon. Okay. What is your topic, by the way?
All right. I'm talking about the movie Host. This is from the 2020. This is like this is like the coronavirus had just really started.
Okay, wait.
It was like the beginnings of it.
So they released it at the beginnings of it, but they started filming before?
No, so they so it was probably in like the summer, maybe fall.
Nice.
Like the late summer, early fall, I think, of 2020. So
Super
like
quarantine?
Super quarantine. Like quarantine is definitely mentioned. COVID is mentioned.
Nice. Okay.
It's made by the same people who did Dashcam.
There it is. I was gonna say, you told me what you were doing, and so I looked up like caught on camera crimes and stuff. And I started reading the same Ranker article that I read the first time, and I'm like, this is very familiar.
You're like, wait a minute.
I've done this before.
But we've got directors Rob Savage. Star-wise, I mean, I don't really know any of these people again. And it's one of those things where it's like they are just their names again.
Oh.
So we've got Haley Bishop playing Haley. We've got Gemma Moore playing Gemma. What the fuck did I say last time? Every fucking girl in the UK is named Gemma.
It's a different Gemma?
No, it's actually the exact same actress that plays Gemma. Except, funny note, she's Gemma with a J in this one. She's Gemma with a G in Dashcam.
Why the fuck would they do that?
Jennifer with a G.
I hate that. God damn it.
And then we've got Emma playing Emma, Radina playing Radina, Carolyn playing Carolyn, Alan playing Alan. It goes on.
It keeps happening.
Yes. We've got Edward playing Teddy, which I thought about it. And I was like, wait a minute. Because I always thought Teddy is Theodore.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you could swing Edward being Teddy. Because
No,
like Eddie.
Cannot. No, yeah, you could do Eddie. You can't do Teddy.
You're not allowed after that.
Yeah, you could. His name's not Tedward.
Oh no,
it
you
is.
froze, McCall.
Oh no. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Oh no.
Uh-oh. This is not going
I'm
well.
gonna do that. You can't see it, but I'm doing the Ashley Simpson dance when her vocals cut out.
I wonder if this is picking up both of us. Can you hear me now? Oh, this is bad.
Dear.
Oh, we're both having the same thoughts. Ha! There
we go.
For the chillionth millionth time.
Apologies, we've had some computer difficulties.
And do you know how good I am at solving them?
Both McCall and I have the wrong temperaments for computer and IT tech.
We do.
Because we get, like, if something doesn't go right with the computer, I'm like, well, I guess I'm just going to have to start smashing things.
I guess I wasn't meant to have a good life.
Yeah. Yeah. Charlie doesn't like it when I say that.
Charlie frowns upon that one.
Charlie frowns upon that one.
Logan can't see me anymore either because I'm on my husband's computer, which is, it doesn't have a camera.
It's cameraless.
So Logan's going through this blind. I can see him though, like a weird stalker. So that's fun.
Did I stopped with Gemma with a G, right?
You did stop with Gemma with a G.
All right, well, I'll just get into it then.
Thank God.
Okay, so this movie is literally 57 minutes.
Beautiful.
So short. And the reasoning for that is back in the day, I don't remember if you recall, but Zoom calls could only be 50 minutes before they cut you off.
I did not know that.
And now it is not the case anymore.
Why? Was that a thing?
Because they wanted you to sign up for their like premium account and pay money for longer sessions and stuff. And I think there was even like a limit to how many people you could have in a session. There was a lot of really weird limits where once they realized that they were blowing up, then I think they kind of
they were like, never mind. Just kidding.
Yeah, that was like where we got the Zoom that we now know.
Nice.
But yeah, so this movie takes place during like the throes of the panorama. And it's the story about a group of friends who get together to do, what anyone does during the pandemic when we're all stuck inside and can't go anywhere, which is have a seance via computer.
Oh, I was going to say Among Us.
Oh my God, Among Us.
Among Us. That's pretty good.
Yeah, why couldn't they have just played Among Us instead of trying to do this stupid shit?
Yeah, that's dumb. I'd be like, wait, can we do the thing that everybody's into right now instead?
Yeah. So I'm not going to lie, this movie, because it is so short, doesn't really have too much to it. So I'm just going to kind of go through and kind of give some highlights that I thought were fun. It's, I believe it's on Shudder right now. So you can check it out if you do have that. I cannot remember off the top of my head if it is on like regular Prime, but I know it is on Amazon. And it's like if you're just looking for something quick and spoopy to watch, boom.
Bam.
It actually looks like it is free on Prime Video even. So
Woo!
And you have to be careful to get the right one because there is a couple movies that are called anything involving Host.
That was a book I read in high school.
Yeah, by what's her name? Stephanie Meyer.
Yeah.
And then there's another horror movie. There's actually quite a few horror movies called The Host.
I mean, that makes sense.
Well, there's one called The Host that's like not a zombie movie, like a monster movie. And then there's the one I'm talking about.
And that's it.
That's it.
Just those two.
Yep. But this one is for free. It's for free. So we got all these friends. Haley and Gemma are kind of our main people. Otherwise, we got Emma, Radina, Carolyn, and Edward, aka Teddy.
The normal thing that you would name someone named Edward.
Yep. So they're all kind of getting together to have a seance or something with this medium named Salen, who is kind of leading the whole thing.
I like that name.
Yeah, Salen. Salen Baxter is the actress's name.
That is really extra. I love that.
Yeah, right? So they all get together, and like I said, it's a very thin plot. It's there to just kind of give you some spoops. During this seance, they're like, hey, we need to like talk. Like, is there any spirits among us? And Gemma pulls a little prank.
Oh.
And she makes up somebody.
Don't do that, Gemma.
She makes up somebody, and eventually it causes like there's like some weird internet interference. Ends up Salen gets kicked out of the call, and then they have some paranormal experiences. And there are some good. There is definitely it's a movie. It's only 50 minutes, like I've said a couple times. So they had to really pack in some jump scares. There were definitely a couple parts where I was like, oh, I don't want to look at this because I know that someone's going to jump at me. But there's a couple creepy ones in there. But basically, the point of it is once they get back in contact with Salen after she gets kicked from the call, Salen kind of tells them, hey, what the hell happened? And they're like, well, Gemma made somebody up. Sorry, can we continue with this seance? This is before the creepy stuff starts happening. And Salen kind of goes, that's not good. And everyone kind of goes, why? And she's like, well, when you're doing a seance, you're trying to contact someone real. If you just make up somebody, it basically it just opens a door to anybody to come through.
Interesting.
I know it was an interesting kind of thought process for it. I don't know how an actual seance works, but
I don't think it is. I don't know if there's an exact science behind seances.
Nor do I.
Pretty sure she could have said anything right there and they'd be like, I guess we have to take it from you. You're the medium.
Exactly. So basically that's what they basically summoned a creature.
Cool.
And there's like a couple cool scares. There's one girl who's really obsessed with like kind of, like on Zoom, you can have like different filters on your face.
I guess.
There's like a scare where at one point she's kind of going through her house and there's just one of those filters of a face just levitating in the hall.
Ew.
And she kind of like goes up and tries to touch it and it turns at her. That was a pretty good scare. There's one where another girl's kind of like looking through her attic, and she's kind of like pointing the camera around, and you just briefly see like two hanging legs, because that was the individual that Gemma made up, was someone who killed themselves by hanging themselves.
Bummer.
So you like see like a pair of hanging legs, which was kind of like a spooky moment.
Why is she in her attic?
Because she hears spooky noises and white people are dumb as fuck and decide to go up in their fucking attic.
Dumb as shit. I'd be like, no, 911? There's a raccoon in my attic. Someone come over here.
Yep.
Animal control, please.
Then one of the girls, she's like, this is how bored I am. And of course, I think Haley is not British, but the rest of them are like British with varying degrees of accents.
Someone is just like, hello, how are you?
No, to be fair, they are some form of British. So like what I'm saying is like, their London accent's different from this place accent, which is different from this place accent. So all their accents are differing levels of British. But one girl's like, this is how bored I was. She like made like, because you can have like those backgrounds that are just like the beach or something like that. She actually made one that is like herself walking into the room and like going through her drawers. What? And I'm like, that's not going to come up later. Well,
yeah, you dumb bitch. It's like you made that specifically for this horror movie.
Well, because like at one point in the movie, she leaves and the background kind of keys her out. And so it just kind of looks like her room. And then at one point, like she comes out of like the bathroom or wherever it was. And her friends are like, oh, there she is. Hey, why can't you hear us? And they're all like, wait a minute, isn't that her background? And then pretty quick after that, her head just kind of bursts through the background and slams onto the keyboard.
Hey. Shouldn't have made that dumb background.
Yep. Teddy gets lit on fire, and his girlfriend Ginny also gets like absolutely wrecked.
Oh, sorry, Ginny.
I don't remember if anything actually happened to Salen, even though she was kind of like the ringleader. Radina,
I mean, she didn't make up the ghost.
No. Radina and Alan get Alan's her boyfriend. They get wrecked by the ghosty goo. And at the very end, like Gemma leaves and Emma is in her room. Gemma and Emma, that's not.
I was gonna say, why the fuck did they? I mean, I know they're all their own names, but like Gemma and Emma, come on, guys.
But yeah, so like at one point, Emma's kind of sitting under the blanket, and that's kind of the picture that you see on the picture, like for the movie. It is her kind of under the blanket, hiding while looking at things. And then Emma's the one who's obsessed with like the filters, and so the filters keep popping up. It's kind of funny. She gets thrown out a window.
Gemma or Emma?
Emma. But like while Emma is kind of hiding to the blanket, Gemma's like, I'm going, because she's like next door neighbors to Haley, and Haley has disappeared but has not come back.
Uh-oh.
And so Gemma is like, I'm gonna go check on Haley. And so Gemma kind of leaves, and that's when Emma dies.
And that's when Gemma, I mean
Jessica.
I mean Teddy.
Yeah. And then
the common nickname for Emma.
Gemma smashes a window, gets into Haley's room. Haley has her own little jump scare where she kind of like comes out, and they have this moment where they have like a Polaroid camera, and they're like looking for the thing. I'm like, why aren't you guys just crawling out the window that Gemma already smashed? Why aren't you leaving?
Just leave.
But instead they're looking through the house, and they have this Polaroid camera that they're using the flash to kind of light their way and see if they can find it.
That's dumb.
Well, find the ghost they do, and it jumps out at them, and that's when the Zoom call ends, and it says, hey, if you'd like to have a longer call, please feel free to subscribe to our members only plan. And that's the end of the movie.
I like that. I think that's clever. That's a good ending.
It was very clever. It was very clever. I thought that this was a cute little movie for like 57 minutes. Just something quick to watch. Like it had some fun jump scares. Acting is kind of like maybe not like
mid tier.
Yeah, very mid. Nothing like, it's not Toni Collette, but it's also not Lamageddon. So
fair. Halfway between.
I'd say it's better than Dashcam's acting.
Well, you didn't hate the main lady as much as you hated what's her face.
No, something I can't remember her name either. But yeah, no, I thought this was nice. This was a fun, quick one. But I knew right away when I was doing that, I'm like, oh no, this one's gonna be real quick. Because I'm trying, like, there's a lot of things also that they had to do in this movie that were like, hey, we're only doing this in 50 minutes, so we have to like kind of pack potential scares in here. Like at one point, Teddy like mentions how he's like, my brother had this music box and he'd play it for me and leave it in a room, and it would scare me so bad. So I'm like, well, that's coming back. And sure enough, in the barn, the music box is there, and he gets caught and then lit on fire.
Everything they said in the first 5 minutes of the movie comes back to get him.
It legitimately was. Like,
nice.
But honestly, that's Host. That's probably, I think that is my record for the quickest that I've been done.
That is so fast. Yeah. Shit. Great.
I would, like I said, I would recommend it. It is on Amazon Prime. If you have it, Prime Video, I'd give it a watch. Like I said, don't go in there expecting fucking Hereditary. Definitely go in there with reasonable expectations.
Did you see that they're making Ari Aster's making a new movie?
Yes, I did. One of my friends sent me a thing for it, and I was like, "What the fuck is this even about?" Like,
what the fuck are any of them about? Someone,
yeah.
What's?
Oh my god! I was watching this YouTuber, and he was going through and reading like reviews for movies, and they were like, I can't remember the site it was for, but one of them was for Midsummer, and the review was 5 stars. Just imagine being left out of your family's suicide. What does that say about you?
Oh my god, that fucked me up.
Oh yeah, that was one of the hardest opening scenes I've seen in a very long time. That was like the first 15 minutes of losing Isaiah. Like, that was rough.
The movie started and I'm like, okay, we can go. I've had my fill. I feel bad enough.
Right? I was like, whoa, can't go bad. I was like, how where's the movie gonna go from here? Like,
honestly, nothing else really fazed me. The rest, I was like, I don't know, make him into a blood angel. I don't care. Did you see the beginning?
Blood eagle.
Whatever. One has wings. The other one also has wings. It was a bummer from start to finish.
It was kind of a bummer. The only bright side was that she found her people.
That she smiled at the end.
Yeah, because she's like, I'm in a cult now. I'm an accomplice to murder.
She really is. I mean, okay, no, she did decide who got to be burned.
I am the harvest. Well, not the harvest queen. The summer queen.
The summer queen.
Was it the
flower queen? I don't know. Queen? I've watched it once, and that's enough. So
I literally, that is one of the few movies where I'm like, I do not ever need to watch this movie again. However,
I think about it like once a month.
Oh yeah, they're like when they're all kind of high, and the movie does such a good job of making you feel like you're on a drug trip when you're not. It
really does. I'm like, did I take something? Is there something in this popcorn?
Right, all the flowers and shit breathing. I hated that. That made me upset.
The man clapping in the guy's face. I was like,
I was just about to say, I was also that guy. Like, oh my god,
you're ruining my trip. It made me not want to do acid. What the fuck are they on? Mushrooms?
I don't remember. I think it's some kind of hallucinogen. And knowing them, it's probably nothing manufactured. It's not probably ecstasy. So yeah, it's probably some kind of shroom.
It's stressful. It's the stress shroom. Stress.
It's period blood.
God. Oh, that's kind of funny. I knew I was sitting there like, you're drinking period blood.
I know. I was sitting there like, oh god.
I didn't like the pubes in the pie. Honestly, that was grosser for me.
The pubes in the pie and the fact that his drink was just a little redder than everyone else's made me just kind of go, no,
no. But Host was a great movie.
Oh no, Host wasn't great. Host was like
good.
Like on a scale of 5 stars, I would give it, a solid, maybe like 3. 3.5, maybe.
Fine.
3.5.
That's a C+.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like it definitely. I also did not go into this expecting much, so I actually got a lot more out of this than I thought I was going to get. So definitely a solid 3.5.
All right. Wait, what the hell did you just say?
So definitely a solid 3.5.
3.5. I thought you were like, you just kept saying the word 3, and I was like, what?
3 or 3.5.
3, yes. Okay. All right. So, my turn.
Yes.
For my also maybe short segment. So, we might have a short podcast. But we also spent a lot of time fixing all the technical difficulties, so I feel like
we're tired.
I'm stressed out. So, I got my information from so this one is a 13 WMAZ article by Philip Kish. Also a WSB TV article by Mike Petchkinik. And a HuffPost article by David Moy.
It's always fun listening to you say people's names.
It's so fun. I think I said them right. They're fine. It's fine. It's good enough.
About as close as you're going to get.
Yep. Okay. So you're in Johns Creek, Georgia. And there's a rash of burglaries all in one afternoon. It all starts.
In one afternoon?
One afternoon. This man lays waste to this very small little suburb.
I was going to say, Jesus.
So, a man is driving down the road going, ha, I'm just driving. And he sees 21-year-old Ashton Gibbs on the side of the road, stranded. I assume he's like flagging him down or something. And this nice dude who's not named, who's really good at singing his driving song, he pulls over and is like, hello, how can I help you? And Gibbs is like, my car is out of gas? ? And this guy like goes to the gas station nearby and gets him a can of gas. And he's like, cool, thanks. And he drives his car away. It's a stolen car. So keep that in mind. Gibbs is just like, oh, yay, the car's out of gas probably because it wasn't his car and it was probably almost out of gas and he stole it and was like, whatever. So he basically just like pulls this random car into the house in a random subdivision, and there's like a for sale sign out in front. So I think in his mind, the house is probably empty, or like it's going through the sale process, so it's not weird to see a bunch of random cars in front of it. So he parks the car there, and then the cameras in the neighborhood kind of track his movements from here, which is why I did this story, because there's a bunch of like footage of him kind of walking around this neighborhood from house to house. So, I'm yawning. Woo, sorry. You can't see me, but I'm yawning.
Well, once you announced it, I was like, yes.
So he goes to a nearby house, the house of the Johnsons, and he throws a lawn ornament through the window promptly. And he just like goes through the broken glass and goes to the kitchen and makes himself something to eat. And he watches the sports game on the tube.
And clearly no one was home.
Lucky for him, no one was fucking home. And he just like eats some shit, watches some TV.
He eats shit.
He eats he eats some kind of food. He goes to their vintage jukebox and plays some Elvis. I don't know why I have that detail, but I do. And then he like leaves their house. Cameras then track his movement to the next kind of area. He's walking down another street in that same subdivision, and he is now naked. And he is
quick development. Quick developments here.
Lost his clothes. He's trying to steal a dirt bike. And a 17-year-old girl is like, hello? And he's like, oh, and then he runs away. Totally naked. So I picture like that naked run that people do when they get out of the shower. Then he goes into the home of like a city councilwoman of this area. He doesn't know it's a city councilwoman, but all of the articles are like, it's a city councilwoman. Can you imagine? And I'm like, yeah, he's breaking into homes. They gotta belong to somebody. But he breaks into this house. He is now naked, but also he has a cowboy hat on. Don't know where he got that. But he walks into another, like,
wait, where are we again? What's
oh God. It is Johns Creek, Georgia.
Okay, well, it makes sense that there'd be a cowboy hat
Hence-
somewhere in fucking Georgia.
They're like loose. They're on the ground. It's like when you play a video game and there's just like items you could pick up.
Oh, yeah, it's a hat. Cowboy hats.
Oh, you've acquired cowboy hat. Diddling. So he walks into this random other house. I assume looking for clothes at this point. I don't know. And another young girl sees him buck naked and was like, wow! And the councilwoman's upstairs and she runs downstairs like, what's going on? And she runs out to see a naked man now exiting her home in his cowboy hat. And they call 911. And then the police come. I assume it takes like, what, 20 minutes? And now Gibbs is wearing clothes. He got them from the Johnson's house, who is the original house he had gone into.
So he's no longer naked?
He has the Johnson's clothes. I don't know where his original clothes went, but
this sounds like a manic drug episode.
Like, one of the articles said he wasn't apparently, like, it wasn't apparent that he was on any kind of drugs or substances. So I don't know what was going on. I think he was just kind of like, let's take the day and see how it goes.
Psychotic break, maybe?
They didn't really, none of the articles mentioned, like, why.
He finally got sick of his job at Walmart and decided to just go ape shit.
He
was tired of being nice and decided to go ape shit.
So the police are now at the Johnson's house like, all right, dude, let's like wrap it up. Let's go. We obviously know that you broke into this house because of
wrap it up.
All this broken glass and this lawn ornament through the fucking window. And he is like, this is my parents' house and I live here, so you can't do anything. And the Johnsons come home to a bunch of policemen in their yard. And they're like, hello? And the policemen are like,
here?
This man says he's your son? This 21-year-old man? And the Johnsons are like, no. Because, I mean, it is important to note that they are a white couple and Jones is a black adult man. And they're like, no, my son is blonde and a child, so no. And they're like, yeah, okay, sir, obviously you're not their kid. Then Gibbs is like, cool, but I'm also a U.S. Marshal, so don't arrest me. And the police are like, man.
Sir.
Come on, dude. He is charged with more than a dozen offenses, including burglary, criminal trespassing, impersonating a police officer, and indecent exposure. But like, there's just a bunch of stills of him kind of walking around this neighborhood, like that one picture of Bigfoot.
I was just about to say, like fucking Bigfoot.
I love the idea of him walking into this house now naked, but with a cowboy hat too. I just like, I don't know where he got it. I love it though.
And then the police calling in like we don't know where he got the cowboy hat,
but he's got one. Yeah, so that one I picked because all of the other ones that I found were like very depressing. There was like, a toddler shot his mom on a Zoom call on accident. And I'm like, no.
I've heard of that one.
I don't want to read that article. I'm okay. I'll read about the cowboy hat burglar, though. I guess that sounds fun.
Well, and then if there was nothing too terribly terrible that came of it.
He just caused some minor chaos and then got arrested, I assume. Charged and such. But
and such.
It reminded me of a while ago, there were those people that were making out with like Ring doorbells. Because I was like, okay, McCall, what's another like video crime that has been committed? And I was like, whatever happened with that thing? That licking the doorbell thing. So here's what happened.
Please tell me. I do know what you're talking about because there was like a weird
thing about Ring doorbells. So I got my info from an independent article by Toyin Oasehi. Yep. A New York Post article by Frank Miles. I looked up true crime case man lick doorbell, and I got
Man lick hand dark. What is it? Hand lick.
Car door, hand hook, man, car door.
Yes.
And I got multiple results. So, like, this happened a couple separate instances. But initially, in Salinas, California, a 33-year-old Roberto Arroyo, he just, like, walks up to a house, like, at night. They say the early morning hours, but it's, like, Saturday night at 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
He walks up to a house. And he just, like, macks this doorbell horde. Like,
he goes in.
He's getting all up into this camera. Okay, so he's making out with the doorbell, but he's also kind of, like, looking at, like, the camera part of the thing. So he's, like, making eye contact with you while he makes out with your doorbell.
And he's slipping a finger in the back.
You gotta finger this, John.
This freaky ass. I every time I go like to like an automatic soap dispenser, I think of that every time.
I love it so much.
You gotta finger this jaw. This freaky ass.
So Sylvia Dungan is the owner of the house. She is not home during this makeout sesh, but her poor children are.
Oh, God.
The surveillance system is like, I don't have a Ring doorbell, but it like lets you know when someone's at the door or when there's movement by the door. So Sylvia's getting like diddling, little notifications saying like, there's a tongue. Oh, it's back. Oh, a third time.
Please tell me it's like, tongue.
Oh, more tongue. He's really liberal with the tongue.
He's spreading the labia majora.
She's getting like all these notifications. And it's like 2 a.m. And she's thinking, there must be a lot of weird traffic by my suburban home at 2 a.m. I don't know what her thoughts are, but she just kind of is like, whatever. This goes on.
This may as well happen.
Whatever.
Adult life is already so crazy.
Use my doorbell for whatever you wish. So this goes from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. So he's getting use out of this doorbell.
Whoa, like that's like much.
So then I don't know if like the doorbell is also ringing, like for real in the house. But
there is like a dun 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 kind of sound that goes along with the rings, I think.
I mean, if her children were home, they were just either passed out, didn't hear it, or they were plagued by just continued rings. And then she
didn't hear anything, I hope.
I mean, just sloppy, wet mouth noise. And I guess her thought is, I'm going to post this graphic video of this man sucking on my doorbell on social media so that the community is aware of this guy.
The community at large.
So she posts this video so that the people around her know there's a freak on the loose. And
there's a freak on a leash.
The police like pick him up and they're like, come on, man. What
is this?
He's also accused of stealing extension cords from Christmas decorations, which is, the worst of the two crimes.
I was just about to say, which is the real crime here.
Which that was my favorite extension cord, you bastard.
Not the Christmas decorations.
He's charged with prowling and theft and violation of probation charges. So, I don't know, they get him.
What probation?
He was doing something else, some other freaky thing before he started making out with doorbells. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what was his probation for?
I would love to know. He's got that doorbell put a restraining order out. I don't know.
How is Go tongue. I don't know.
I don't know.
Mm-mm.
I would like to press charges on behalf of the doorbell, though.
Yeah, I would too. How does tongue punching the fart box of a door camera?
I think it's like, I don't know. Can you just arrest people for being creepy? I don't know. I don't know if he got in trouble for that, but they picked him up. Also, a few months later, it happened again in Florida, because of course it did.
Because of course it did in Florida.
I don't know if this guy saw that article.
I'm sorry, Florida friends. I have 2 friends who who are in Florida. I'm sorry that your
and everybody's crazy there.
It's insane. Insane.
But like, I don't know why this guy, the story is much shorter for this one.
The story is much shorter.
So on January 24th, 2019, so this is before the pandemic, this Florida man was recorded licking a doorbell. He basically just walks up, licks this doorbell for a distressing amount of time, and then he's got like a stack of newspapers, and like he stops making out with it, and he like gestures towards the newspapers like they mean something to anyone, and then he gives it one more little mwah, and then that's it. That's it. So, but he got on the news, so maybe that's why he did it. I don't know.
People do weird stuff like that just to get on the news for like one day.
They just want to be the guy that makes out with doorbells because
everyone wants
that's
their 15
clout.
Minutes, and it's like,
ew.
Clout, is that clout?
Is it?
Clout? Or is it something you should be embarrassed about?
You should be. Don't lick doorbells, kids. That's the moral of this story.
They're dirty.
They're dirty. People's nasty little fingers are touching them. But yeah, those are my stories. They have nothing to do with murder, but these people committed crimes.
I would say it's true crime. Crime.
And this is truly a crime to be afraid of. Lock your doors. Shield your doorbells.
By the time you splice in the other half of this episode will be like a handsome 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's nice.
Because
some people like them short.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But did you have a sibling story?
Some people don't want those, like, some people don't want hour-long, like,
3-hour-long lick sessions.
Yeah, like, some people just want a tight, like, 10, 15 minutes and then done.
Like the Florida man. He did it nice and tight, you know? California man, way too long. 3 hours, forget about it.
Well, in that California weather, like, you could be outside for hours and just be like, fine.
Just be fine.
It's absolutely gorgeous out there.
He was just enjoying the night air.
If I could live in California, it would be lovely, but the cost to live there.
And the fires, they would get you.
And the fires, the horses.
What?
The horses on the ranches that I own.
I'm rich in this scenario.
Yeah, in this scenario.
I'm a rich horse man.
No, but that was like a thing. Is like they were interviewing people during the forest fires, and like some of them were like the people who like had ranches where there was horses, and it's these rich motherfuckers like the horses. Just like, there are people dying, Barbara.
The horses are also dying.
They are, but they can run faster than people.
No, their legs break so easy, though.
They're
just
legs, like toothpicks.
Made of glass. But,
why?
Yeah.
Why are they made
Why
of glass?
are they so delicate?
I promise I won't do anything to the horses I gave you guys in D&D.
Please don't hurt my horse.
I won't hurt Paul.
I love Paul. He's my horse in D&D.
I knew that you would like, if I was like going through, I was like, okay, I'm going to name the big ones, like strong names. And I was like, and then I have to have one for the goblin. I have to have more.
Yes.
So it's got to be smaller. And I was like, and if it's going to be specifically for the goblin, who is McCall, who else would be the goblin?
Who else would be the troll, Frank?
I was like, McCall would like Paul. So I was like,
Paul.
This is Titan and Brawn and Snowdrop and Paul.
And Paul.
I knew immediately that would endear McCall to this horse.
Have you seen that picture of that horse that like is for traumatized children? That like it's got like stark, terrifyingly blue eyes, and it looks like the trapped soul of a Victorian child is in it.
No, I have not seen this.
That is what I picture Paul to be. So I'll send you a picture.
Please do. I was thinking more little Sebastian, but
no, it's much more distressing.
Which is that's the shirt I wore to the gym today, was my little Sebastian shirt.
I love that. I want that.
I was like, when I tell you I snatched that so fast when I saw it. I was like,
mine.
That was our sibling story, was just listening to us talk.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you for listening.
Funny. Thank you for listening. Yeah. We're so happy that you listen. Please subscribe, tell a friend.
Comment, subscribe, smash that notification button. Absolutely slam it. Tongue fuck that
for
notification
3 hours.
For 3 hours.
If you would like to send us your sibling stories so we can fill this segment even more, you can email us at livings. So one of us, 1 second. Oh my God.
Holy shit. We haven't even had time to, I think, finish our drinks, McCall.
I haven't been able to talk a full sentence today. Living Scary Podcast at gmail.com. Or
talking normal.
Or Living Vicariously at gmail.com. We're also on Twitter, on Instagram, on Tumblr, and Facebook. I forget about the Facebook. I will be real with you.
Facebook is dead. She's dead.
Yeah.
Along with the horses that I own.
The horse. All those horses.
The horses.
No. But yeah, please write us. Please write us. It would mean a lot to me personally.
Yes. McCall has a very fragile ego.
I really do.
Nurture it.
Yes. But yeah,
I also have a fragile ego.
And all my horses are dead.
And my horses are dead.
Yeah, you got anything else to say?
The horses.
Nee.